Howdy, partner. So today we're gonna rank all of the mostly horror movies that I watched in 2024. I watched 56 movies in all of 2024. I'm doing the classic S through F tier list, but if anything goes C or lower, we gonna take a shot, baby. Ooh, I'm scared to show you this concoction. It looks a little sus. Let's get started. If I have to make more, I will. So, first things first, it lives inside. I'm going to read my Letterboxed things that I wrote for these movies. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. And I said, monster was cool, Indian culture was cool, a little slow everywhere else. Okay. It was like Indian folklore, basically. Overall, it was okay. So my tiers that I put, I forgot to say this. We have S. Hell yeah, brother. This is obviously top tier. A. We have good, but could be better. B. We have one time watch good. Self-explanatory. C. Plane ride good. D. If you really want to. E. I'm not mad I watched it, but I won't watch it again. And F. I wish I didn't watch it. So for It Lives Inside, I think honestly, I would give this a plane ride good. The next movie. Oh, I said C or lower. That's a shot already. I'm gonna die. I should have showed me pouring that, but there was a chunk that came out of this into here. Maybe I shouldn't share that. The chunk was a strawberry. I should explain that at least, but bottoms up. Next movie. This is January, by the way. I should let you know. Now, I said mostly horror movies. This one is not a horror movie. May, December. I gave this 4 stars and I said I enjoyed it a lot. It made me feel really bad for the guy as he progressed into realizing he was groomed. Now, this movie was based on a true story of a teacher who fell in love with one of her students. But movie-wise, it was entertaining. I do enjoy movies like this, so I would give it a B. I'd give it a good one-time watch good. The next. Good Time. Starring Robert Pattinson. Is that a weird way to say his last name? Okay, I gave this 4 stars. And I said, enjoyed the artsy cinematography. Plot was okay. Very over-exaggerated, but decent watch for an evening. I do remember it being kind of all over the place. He's got a brother who's a little bit slower. He's maybe not the best influence. Robert Pattinson's character, not the best influence on his brother. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but it was kind of just all over the place. Okay, so Good Time. I'm gonna say also one time watch good. I won't be watching that again, I'll say that. Now, the last movie of January is also not a horror movie. I promise most of these are horror movies, but this one is not. So I gave this one 3 stars, and I wrote comedy parts were good, love Jake Johnson, I do love Jake Johnson, but plot was sort of odd and had unneeded scenes and characters that didn't really go anywhere. I couldn't tell you anything about this movie at all, so I'm honestly gonna give this an if you really want to. I'm gonna be a little lenient with this because the way this is going so far, we're 4 movies in, I'm 2 shots down, so. The first movie of February. Perfect Blue. Also not a horror movie. I wrote good story and artwork, well worth a watch, even if it's just once. And it's got a 4 out of 5 star rating. This movie's pretty trippy, to be honest. I like this movie. I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it a good, but could be better. Second movie of February. Only watched 2 movies in February. Connect. And I wrote, thoroughly enjoyed the series, gruesome and awesome graphics. The Connect is pretty nasty, but in a cool way, a fun watch. I remember this dude and a serial killer being linked, and I think the regular dude could see what the serial killer was doing. There was a parasite. I did think this was a good watch, and I'm gonna say a good one-time watch good. Good one-time watch good. B. Moving on to March. I lied. There's 2 more movies in February. Also, not Hooer. Cat Person. 3 out of 5 stars. Love the artsiness in the beginning, but don't feel like that carried through the rest of the movie. I think it had to do with how the Midnight creates scenarios, specifically behind a screen, and people feel overfamiliar without knowing each other really. I don't really recall too much about this movie. I don't want to watch a trailer right now, so I'm gonna give it a plane ride good, just because I gave it 3 stars, I guess. And that's a C. So, cheers. Last movie, I don't know if this counts because I had seen it before, but I watched it. Twilight. I saw it on Hulu and I was like, yeah, I'm watching that. And I got really into it. I gave it 5 stars. And I also did a whole Sims thing about it where I was like, I gotta go on The Sims. I made Bella. I made Edward. I made Jacob. I enjoyed that for like probably 20 minutes. What my synopsis said was, seen this before but not consecutively, super goofy, which made it hilarious, but also the YA vibes are nostalgic. I love the dramatic acting and honestly enjoyed the color editing of the film in general, which it does have a very almost dreary look to it, but Twilight is just a damn classic. And, you know, I'm gonna give it a hell yeah, brother. Moving on to March. The first movie of March was Prospect. I give this 4 out of 5 stars. And I said, awesome environments for being few and far between. Plot was okay, perhaps unrealistic with the emotions of a girl losing her father, just non-existent. Love the gem extracting being like an embryo thing. This movie was, like I said, I really liked the environment of it. There were some really cool aspects to it. And I think I'm just going to go with good but could be better. Not better acting, but just more to the script. Like I said, her father dies and she just like doesn't really care. Which, it's y'all two in space. Your only social companion, also your father, dies. You think you'd have a little bit of a reaction. So, good, but could be better. The next movie, this one was quite popular. A lot of people saw this movie, Late Night with the Devil. This movie was really cool. I've only seen it the one time, but I've been thinking about rewatching it. I wrote, thoroughly enjoyed the plot, loved the idea of us watching the show, thought the worm bit was neat. I liked the practical effect worm in the eye. They could have done more with Christo. His plot was lost a bit. I really liked the idea, the storytelling aspect of you are someone at home watching this program, and the movie is the program that you're watching. Yeah, this movie is a really good watch. I'm gonna give it a hell yeah, brother, because it deserves it. The next movie is Poor Things. I gave this a 4 stars. I don't know why. I wrote beautiful coloring, insane world building, and gorgeous fashion. Weird plot, but I enjoyed it. The fashion was really cool. The world that was going on, dystopian world, I should say. The dystopian world building was really interesting. The movie was weird. It had a weird, not incest dynamic. Emma Stone's character was mentally childish. She was very sexualized. So that made it very weird to me. I'm going to change my rating to this to 3 stars, and I'm going to give it a one-time watch good. Next movie, Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. Gave this 3 stars, and I wrote, overly long, but I like the idea. Love the idea of people getting traumatized by the guy in their dreams, but he really was just a loser. It was okay, and like I said, it was just overly long. I feel like it could have been cut down a little bit. So in all honesty, I'm going to give this a plane ride good, because just me sitting at home watching it, I wasn't as like enthralled as I would hope to be for a movie I'm spending my free time watching. So that being said, bottoms up. I'm gonna have to make some more. Bottoms up, brother. The last movie of March, SLC Punk. I was really excited for this movie. It was pretty hyped up, and just, I mean, Matthew Lillard's character. Moment of silence. Okay, Matthew Lillard, we love you. as much as he's hot in that movie, the movie itself was okay. I gave it 3 stars. I said, it was an alright watch. And I really think that sums it up. It was a little bit sad, and I just don't think I understood the storytelling aspect of it, because he's kind of breaking the fourth wall a lot of it, talking to you directly, and I just don't get why. So I honestly would give this an if you really want to. So that's a little more audible than the last one, but cheers. Ooh, that's a little strong. All the gin. Next, April. Alright, the first movie of April was All Fun and Games. 2 stars. Didn't finish it. Started okay, but just kept going. I don't have much to say about that movie. I do remember just being like, God, is this over yet? So, honestly, I'm going to give it an F. That's our first F. I wish I didn't watch it. Let's take another one. Yay. Why am I doing this? I wanted to make the tier thing a little more interesting. Hopefully this is it. The next one is The Lobster. I, unfortunately, gave this one 2, count 'em, 2 marshmallows.
2, count 'em, 2 marshmallows.
I said fell asleep and didn't watch. Fell asleep and didn't finish. It was a little too boring, just flat characters with monotone voices. I think I wanted to like this, and I just wasn't into it. Unfortunately, this is also going to go into the F tier. 2 F movies in a row. I guess let's take another. I'm going to do a little baby one. I'm going to do a little baby. Okay, stop motion. 3 out of 5 stars. I said, I like the artsy approach, but kind of just withered out at the end. A lot going on, but the stop motion portion from what they show is pretty neat. So, a young woman who is a stop motion artist and director, and she's kind of following in the footsteps of a rather prolific director who does stop motion as well. I think it's her mother, if I recall properly. I enjoyed this. It was a really fun watch. I know I only gave it 3 stars, but I enjoyed this. You know, I'm gonna give this a good B. One time watch good. That was the last movie in April. I only watched one movie in May 2024, and it was Wonka. I gave this 2 stars, and I said too much singing and Weird Willie and child relationship. I think this was more of a Wonka prequel, and I don't think it was portrayed as such. And there's not yes, he makes some magical little chocolates in it, and has a very small moment of the chocolate factory situation, but it was mostly the lead up to it, or how he got to it, and I just don't think it was shown. I don't think it was previewed like that. So with that being said, I'm honestly gonna put this in the E tier. I'm not mad I watched it just to know what was going on with it, but I will not be watching that again. But I'm tired of drinking this nasty shit. Pinky's out. I'm getting used to the flavor, which might mean it's doing its job. June 2024. This might be like a pretty even October is gonna make this list go way into the horror genre. The movie I watched in April, only one, The Birdcage. I watched this for a friend's birthday. Never seen this movie. I loved it. 5 stars. I said I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Definitely some outdated content at parts, but overall genuinely some good chuckles and beautiful set design. Very feel good. This is a Robin Williams movie. It really was such a beautiful film and a beautiful story. I found it really heartwarming. So, in all honesty, I think we now have our 3rd movie in the S tier for Hell Yeah Brother. Okay, the one movie I watched in July is called Your Name. I gave this 5 stars and I said, not sure what I expected, but it wasn't this. Very cute. This town was obliterated during this natural disaster, and the same town in the future was alive and repopulated and going well again. But it caused these two timelines in different eras to happen at once, and there's 2 characters from each timeline that get connected, and it was honestly really cute. And like I said, I don't remember what I thought the movie was about. I did really enjoy it. I'm not gonna give this a hell yeah brother because I feel like S tier should have some like just higher quality to it. I say as Twilight is sitting in it. But I am going to give this an A. Good, but could be better. What could be better about it? I can't say. I just don't think that it belongs in S tier. So it's going an A. The first movie in October was also a very popular one. I would say as popular, if not more, as Late Night. The Substance. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I said fun creature feature and beautiful cinematography, a little annoying on the insecurity side, and ending gets really weird. I did like it, but I do remember being insanely annoyed, just very like this annoyed about the insecurity of the older actress. I know that was the whole thing about the movie, but it was overly frustrating to me. It was okay. You know, I'm going to say it was a good one-time watch. It wasn't everything to me in the slightest. I know a lot of people felt differently. Whatever. It was kind of whatever. Number 2, the Poughkeepsie tapes. I gave this 4 stars and I said genuinely enjoyed the cinematography style. Wish Cheryl could have been more empowered more in the end though. Good watch. They just had her all mutilated in the end, and then she offs herself. The tapes are really creepy, and especially the scene where the killer comes like walking in on all 4s. This is definitely a decent watch. I think I'm gonna put it in a one-time watch good, just because I can't imagine the desire to be watching this movie more than once. But it did have me engrossed in it. The next movie was an actual plane ride movie, and I'll tell you right now, that's where it's gonna go. Babes. 4 stars out of 5. I said this was funny, as Alana Glazer tends to be, empowering and sweet. And I think that the empowering nature of the film is why I enjoyed it so much. But yeah, I think area that I watched it in is where it belonged, on a plane. I don't know if you can tell, but I can feel it, Mr. Krabs. Okay, bottoms up. Fright Night. 4 out of 5 stars. I said good watch, amazing SFX, love the makeup. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep during this. My boyfriend was showing me this movie, and it's one of his favorites. He was really excited to show it to me, and I don't know how many times I have to tell him, let's not watch movies after 8 p.m. I'm comfy, I'm in bed, I'm laying down, I'm in my pajamas, I'm with my love of my life, I'm with my cats. How much more cozy could I be? It's late, the lights are out. Why would I not fall asleep? Riddle me that. Anyways, I think I'm going to give it a good one-time watch, only because I think I need to do my due diligence and rewatch it. Next movie, The First Omen. I gave this 5 stars, and I said thoroughly enjoyed the cinematography and color grading. Thought this was a fun watch. 2 exclamation points. Could I tell you anything about this movie right in this very moment? No. I would need to watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there, Sam. Hi, editing Sam here. I slept on this movie here. I do not want to let it pass you by. I gave it 5 stars for a reason. It is beautiful cinematography, and I wish I would have explained it a little bit more here, but I did not, so here I am. Watch that shit. Okay, back to it. I would need to watch a trailer. And I want to just keep this train chugging, so I'm going to give this good but could be better. I gave it 5 stars, so there's some merit to it. I trust past Sam's judgment. The next one, Suspiria, the 1977 version. I did give this 2 stars. I said could be the time, but I just couldn't get into it fully. Story was sort of weird, but there was gorgeous architecture and really cool lighting. Also some neat shots, pretty artsy. The artsiness and the cinematography of the film alone merits a watch. There's a second version, there's a remake from 2018 that we'll get into in like 3 movies, I believe. Comparing to this 1977 version, I enjoy the 1977 version much more. Though I don't think that you can compare them really, because the stories, the 2018 version delves into the story more. The 1977 version, I'll say there's some witchcraft aspect going on, but it barely drops that into the plot. There's maybe like 1 crumb. Maybe 2 crumbs. The shots of the movie alone, I would say give this a good one-time watch. And I'm going to leave it at that until we get to the next one. So the next movie is going to be Wreck. I gave this 5 stars. I said plot's really good, saw the remake first, and it's just always stuck. Fun watch. Wreck is Spanish? I think Wreck is in Spanish. It's the Spanish version of Quarantine. Okay, definitely going up to good, but could be better. Quarantine was a really good movie, and it really is something that's always stuck with me. I think these movies, I love the found footage aspect of this. Quarantine always stuck with me. There's that one specific scene that was just so jarring to me, and the original version I feel like has to take the cake just because it was a little more traumatizing. I like the realism that this film brings with the horror aspect to it, and being stuck in this building where you don't know what's going on and everyone's telling you like, y'all gotta stay in there. I'm sorry, but you're in there, you're staying in there. Maybe I should move this to Hell Yeah Brother. I feel like I talked about it for too long. I am gonna put this in Hell Yeah Brother. Now we have the 2018 Suspiria. I gave that one 2 stars. I think I gave the other one 2 stars. I said, shouldn't be classified as a remake. The plot idea is very similar, but this takes a very different direction than the first. I did appreciate the focus on the witch aspect. It made more of the story, which I believe the 77 version lacked, though it's almost pointless to compare the 2. I just found this one rather boring with parts that I really enjoyed. After watching the first one, the cinematography just can't be beat. It wasn't there in the remake. The perfect movie would take the plot from the 2018 version and put it into the 1977 version, and then it would probably be in good but could be better. But this version of Suspiria, unfortunately, it's gonna go in if you really want to. If you're gonna watch one of them, it's gotta be Suspiria, the 1977 version. Unfortunately, I have to take one of these, which I don't want to. I'm gonna take a little baby one because I don't want to make any more. And I literally have so many more movies to go. Why did I do this? The next movie is Incantation, bitch. 5 motherfucking stars. I thought the documentary style was done very well and in such a tasteful way for the plot. I love that me as the viewer was tied into this film and thought the story was very cool. Fun watch. So, if you haven't seen Incantation, if I recall, it's a Korean film. If you don't do subtitles, you're missing out on literally so much wonderful media. Watch this movie. Even if you don't do subtitles, do it for this one movie. If you like horror films. I don't normally get that spooked from horror movies. This movie got me spooked. This movie got me spooked for show. Seriously though, this movie was really good, and it ties you in as the viewer. It's just so good, and in all honesty, this has to go into Hell Yeah Brother, because it's so good. So I really recommend you watch it. The next movie, this was sort of a throwaway movie, I would say. During October, we couldn't really think of anything specifically that was on the docket that we wanted to watch. This one is called House of Spoils. I gave it 2 stars. I said I was intrigued by the restaurant food aspect more than anything. Location was beautiful. Story itself was okay. It's a chef wanting to make a name for themselves. They're tired of living under their predecessor. They want to make their own restaurants. They have this like business partner who has the perfect location. It's got mysterious garden. It was just kind of weird. It was supposed to be like a witch situation. The whole thing was like, if you make the situation out to be scary or something fearful, then it becomes that. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna say, honestly, like, if you really want to, it's gonna go there. I have so many movies left. I'm gonna die if I keep doing this. Maybe I should take shots of water. Next movie. The Return of the Living Dead. 4 stars out of 5. I said, this was a fun watch. Love the creatures a lot. And the punks. I don't know why I said it like that was a period, not a comma. Okay. This was a fun watch. Love the creatures and the punks. Also enjoyed the goofiness of it all and how the ending, it's just going to be worse and worse. It's not that memorable. Honestly, I think Night of the Living Dead has to go in plain red good. I don't know why I gave it 4 stars. Like, it's probably a decent cult classic. The arms of the angel. Anyways, Day of the Dead. 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed this. Saw a version that was a recording of a VHS, but it added to it in my opinion. Really appreciated the detail of the scene where one of the military men is getting ripped apart and his vocal cords get higher pitched as his head rips off. For the scene alone of the vocal cord ripping, I'm going to put this in good one-time watch. Just because the attention to detail there. Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 version. I gave this 1 star. I think this is my only 1-star review on this entire thing. I said too slow moving for me, annoying characters, and they killed the one guy who knew what he was doing. That's all I could tell you for this movie. I'm gonna put it in wish I didn't watch it. I wish I didn't watch it. So that was Return of the Living Dead. Now we have Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 version. I gave 4 stars. Fun watch, good storytelling, bad graphics, but due to the age, I'd say good ending. Wish they could have gone out with more of a bang though. I think this was the mall one, and I do remember enjoying that. I'm gonna leave that where I put it in a one-time good watch. So Dawn of the Dead 2004, I gave 5 stars. I said really love the pace of the zombies, made it even more horrifying, and I love the ending. Very cool watch. Also love the intro and outro text effect of the blood being blown with a straw. I'm getting those confused. Dawn of the Dead 1978. I'm just gonna put Dawn 78. That deleted the icon. I'm gonna put that in plain red good. And then Dawn of the Dead 2004 is gonna be in one-time watch good. Now we have Hold Your Breath. I gave this 2 stars. I said this was okay. I like the idea, but feel like it could have gone farther. Fun idea for a period piece, but kept psyching out too much of with the gray man thing. So this was during the Dust Bowl. There was supposed to be this guy coming out of the storm. I just felt like this could have been so much better. I'm gonna put this in I wish I didn't watch. The mom ended up just like being crazy. This movie could have been really cool. I think it could have been super neat. I wish I liked it more. I really do. I do wish I just liked it more. The next movie, The Fly. With Jeff Goldblum. 5 stars. Really fun watch. I like the transition into the monster. Both the physical and the mental transition could look cool look-wise too. Also had some cool lighting and some scenes. Found the gymnastics scene real goofy though. It was funny. This was kind of like creature feature wise similar to Substance, where it gets really goofy with the creature. In the Substance, it's kind of, though there is a small gradation to it, it really is just kind of like 1, 2, 3 type of step. Whereas The Fly happens over time and the protagonist sees it coming. It's very slow in the transition to becoming a monster. you're watching the transformation happen day to day almost. Both, like I said, physically and mentally, he's becoming a fly. It's just so cool. But there was such a goofy scene that almost ruined the entire movie for me because it's where some super strength or like sticky hands situation is happening. It was almost just like a kid when they're like, watch me. And they do something really silly. It's just like cool. I did really enjoy The Fly. I'm going to say good, but could be better, specifically for the gymnastics scene. The next movie, Underwater. I gave this 3 stars. It says, suits were very cool. Monster was neat, otherwise pretty stereotypical. Is this the one with fucking Kristen Stewart? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't have much to say about this movie. I'm going to say, I'm not mad I watched it, but I won't watch it again. The next movie, 28 Weeks Later. I remember walking around Hollywood Video when I was a kid, seeing this cover on the DVDs and thinking how horrifying it looked. It's not even that scary of a cover, but it just looked horrifying. So me watching it in my late 20s, I enjoyed it a lot. I gave this 4 stars. I said it was pretty good. I enjoyed the gruesome reality of it, how ruthless it was, but I hated that the doctor chick didn't share why she was saving the kids to them. So the ending was annoying to me because, but also played into the ruthlessness of it. So I like that the zombies were so fast and intense. I feel like some films and shows make zombies, when it's convenient to the plot, they make them really fast and super aggressive, but other times they're just like... This one, it didn't matter what scene we were in, they were intense. But yeah, it pissed me off how, the heterochromia was some sort of protection against the virus, and that the son had it, and the doctor didn't tell these damn kids. So he got bit and took it to Paris. It was really frustrating. That pissed me off to no end, but I think this was a good one-time watch for sure. That just was so annoying to me. Gunjiam Haunted Asylum. I think this was also a Korean film. I gave this 5 stars. I said, this was a fun watch, great acting and cool environment. Found the creepy parts real creepy. It's kind of hard to make me like super scared, actually. Another type of found footage film. I don't have much to say about it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm actually going to give this a good but could be better. What could be better? I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't deserve to be an S tier, I'll say that. The next movie, we have our second 1-star review, Carved. Goofy watch overall, not many notes, just weird. 2 words, murderous pumpkin. I wish I didn't watch it. It added nothing to my life. In the arms of the angel. Next movie, Trick or Treat. 5 stars. This was a pretty fun watch. I love how it was filmed with different storylines to tell about the night. Ending was sort of weird. Should have left them at the lake. But I do remember the little character being sort of cute. And I enjoy the storytelling aspect of different points of view being put together to get the entire story. So I'm just gonna put this in good one-time watch. We're getting close. I promise.
Today. Oh my God! What is that?
Okay, next movie was An American Werewolf in London. I gave this 5 stars. I said, enjoyed this movie a lot. Good story. Really like the friend's undead corpse getting slowly more rotten. Rushed. Love story for sure, but comes with age, I guess. I don't think the love story was needed in this movie. I do enjoy a good love story, but just not warranted in this film. Everything else about it was really fun. I think this is a cult classic. I'm not entirely sure. I enjoyed it though. The whole town being in on what's going on, and there's these 2 outside travelers coming in, and no one tells them what, like, don't go out into this field at night. You're gonna regret it. Everyone's just like, let them go. Good, but could be better. Doesn't need the love story. Daddy's Head. I gave this 4 stars. I said this was pretty good, gorgeous location, and made me think. Kind of a weird thing. Almost wish they'd shown more of the monster. Fun watch though. So this was a alien sort of thing. It could copy the face and the voice of a person if it had a photo of them. I enjoyed it. It was like, overall, I wish they could have done more with the monster because all it could change was its face, and otherwise it was like almost cat-like. I would say I think this is plane ride good. There's parts that were really good and other parts that next movie, Alien Romulus. I haven't seen any other Alien movie. I gave this one 4 stars. I said, enjoyed this one and liked the build up to the shit show. Fun watch. I saw a trailer for this movie in the movie theater. Kind of gave away all the best parts, which trailers nowadays tend to do. If you haven't seen the trailer, watch it. Otherwise, I don't know. I did like it, but I'm going to say it's a good one-time watch. The last movie of October was called Oddity. I gave this bad boy 3 stars. I said, this one was okay. Had some weird parts, had some good parts. Some cool monsters, but didn't get too much of them. Fun watch, though. The weirdest part about this film was this creepy doll. I don't have a whole lot to say about this movie. I'm just gonna put it in if you really want to. It was okay. And unfortunately, this warrants my first, after taking a hot second to chill, shot. Go. November. We're getting close. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 movies left. The first movie of November 2024 was Great Pretender. I gave this bad boy 5 stars. It's an animated movie. I said the art style was amazing. It was a very beautiful movie. I would say I was distracted and not paying full attention, but I think it's deserved, so I should rewatch. Could I tell you what it's about without watching a trailer? No, I couldn't. I'm gonna trust my review here. I'm gonna put this in One Time Watch Good. And, can I put it in One Time Watch Good if I plan to watch it again? I'm gonna put it in good but could be better, because why not? Next movie. Am I okay? I lied earlier. The Babes movie was not a plane ride movie. I'm not gonna say where I watched it, but that definitely wasn't a plane ride movie. This movie was for sure a plane ride movie. I gave this 3 stars. I said, it was okay. Good to pass time on an airplane, otherwise wouldn't watch again. Well, there you go. I'm gonna put in if you really want to. It's about a person kind of like coming to with their sexuality, and it's okay. It's not a horrible watch, but it's okay. The last movie of November, I only watched 3 in November. This movie has been on my list forever, so I was excited to watch it. It's Love Lies Bleeding. I gave this bad boy 4 stars. I said, good watch, but ending got weird. Not sure if Jackie was tripping out or what, but just a weird ending. A little open-ended. Wish it had tied itself up more. Other than the last 5 minutes, really good watch. I did like it throughout the movie, but the ending was so weird. It still doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not the best person to be able to call stuff or dive into what every little subliminal message means. The entirety of the movie was realistic, except for the last 5 to 10 minutes. I feel like if that type of shit is going on, it needs to be present throughout the entire film, right? If you exclude the last 10 minutes, I really enjoyed it. The last 10 minutes, I'm gonna say good one-time watch because I did really enjoy it. It was just like I was like, am I watching the same movie? What's going on? Now we're in our last month, December. The first movie of December was Smile 2. I gave this bad boy 5 stars. I did give this 5 stars. I said I thoroughly enjoyed this one, kept me decently engrossed the entire time, really good trip. Wish you could have learned more about the curse or got a little more lore about it at least, but good watch and good monster. I think that sums it up. I'm gonna say good but could be better. I enjoyed it a lot. I would watch it again. Yeah, no problem. The next one is it is Red One. I gave it 3 stars. I said this movie was okay. I liked the story, but it wasn't really funny at all, aside from maybe one part. Enjoyed the acting and the idea that Santa's really fit in order to do his thing in one night. Okay watch for one time. Honestly, that sums it up. I'm gonna put this in. I'm not mad I watched it, but I'm not gonna watch it again. Cheers. Oh. The next movie. I was so excited for this movie. It was okay. Heretic. I gave it 3 stars. I said this was an okay watch. The plot was decent, but could have been better. A little too trope-ish in the end. I felt like this could have gone in a really neat direction, but they spent too much time in that one room. Okay for a good watch. Obviously, the title of the film says a lot about it. I just thought there would be more to it. I think calling it trope-ish was the best adjective for it. I'm going to put it in plane ride good. I probably would enjoy it if I was on the plane. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm taking a baby shot. Because I still have 5 more films to go. The next one, Wicked City, another animated film. 4 stars. I said, love the art style, creepy monsters, and awesome cinematography. Some weird scenes, but overall, neat watch. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I did really enjoy it. I loved the storyline. I liked the art. I liked the action scenes, but yeah, some scenes. I'm gonna put this in one-time watch good. I liked it. The next movie, Infinity Pool. The movie was rather captivating, but I had to read a synopsis to figure it out. It was a great watch and good to think about. This movie really did keep me thinking, and sometimes, as previously stated, I'm not the best in figuring out what movies are all about if they're somewhat out there. But the idea of a made-up country that is pretty strict in their way of life, and any crime you have, the jury is going to assign you death. Being so rich that you can afford a doppelganger, which the country will happily make for you in exchange for a large lump sum. Interesting. And multiple times at that. I'm going to say it's good, but could be better. Okay, 3 movies left, and the third one to last is The Watchers. I actually gave this 5 stars. I said I enjoyed this movie a lot. Cool monsters and fun story. Decent watch, honestly. I feel like the base idea isn't new to the horror movie genre, where a location, in this instance a forest, is sort of a portal, I guess. You end up in it and you just can't really escape from it. I don't want to give the main plot twist away for this one. I know I've been doing spoilers for damn near all the other movies. This one I won't. Can I say that without giving it away? I don't know. This is a good watch. A little frustrating in the plot twist. Because it's like, you would have known. You just would have. I'm going to give it a good but could be better. Second to last movie, The Zone of Interest. I said heart-wrenching in the approach. I feel it showed evil quite powerfully. This was the first movie I've ever seen that shows something so guttural and real in such a nonchalant manner. It's about a family for a higher up that runs Auschwitz, the concentration camp, and the family literally shares a wall with the camp. You never see the camp at all. The only snippet of the camp and what's going on that you get is the sounds that you might hear. The family being just so heartless against it. You just kind of have to pay attention to the environment to understand what's going on. I enjoyed that aspect of it, but it was really, as I said, heart-wrenching. This movie was good in the idea of portraying evil so nonchalantly. So I would say it's a good one-time watch, because I can't imagine wanting to watch this film again just because of how emotional, but it was a really powerful movie. Okay, on a lighter note, the last movie of December of 2024, I should say, that I watched was Mr. Crockett. I've seen the thumbnail for so long. I've been intrigued by it, but it looked a little goofy. I had fun watching it. I gave it 4 stars, and I said I really enjoyed the beginning, very gruesome and just fun. The lighting was gorgeous, the acting was amazing, maybe got weird towards the end, but a super fun watch. It reminded me of the creepypasta, I think it's called 1984. This one was sort of like the idea that he's saving the kids from their horrible home lives. I'm going to say it's a good one-time watch. So that was all 56 movies that I've watched in 2024. This is the most movies I've watched in a year in my whole entire life. 56 is not that big of a number in the slightest, but to me, that's huge. You know what? For the sake of it, let's take a shot to say farewell. I'm going to take the rest of what I have here. And cheers. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned about some movies. I hope you added some stuff to your list. Cheers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.